welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Vita Luka, and today we're gonna do how I spend my monthly income. So coming out to Prague, I don't even make nearly what I did in Canada. I kind of got close with my last job, but that the money wasn't worth my mental health or the actual stress or what I was actually doing. I wasn't being fully compensated for anything. And previously, I was working at McDonald's in Canada. I was making $15.50 an hour as a swing manager. Coming out here, I worked so many odd jobs. I tried waitressing, worked in recruitment, and that just really wasn't for me. Then I had my insurance job working for the UK, or being outsourced for the UK. And then now I'm doing customer support, getting the bare minimum because I had no previous experience, which I understand. With this job, I make 30,000 crowns. I'm going to just have amounts in USD and Canadian come across the screen, just so you have an idea of how much that is. So I make 30,000 crowns before taxes. I get about 22,000 as a take home. And luckily my husband, he doesn't want me to disclose how much he makes, or really that he makes more than I do, but he makes a lot more than I do. And then he doesn't want me to specify how much more than I do, but he makes a lot more than I do. And with that, he also pays all the bills. That's how we have it split up. I take care of the house, the rabbits, everything home related, and he does expenses. Mainly because he still has more than my paycheck left over. And so, yeah, I'm gonna have a graph come up here of how much I spend and where I spend it. And then because we just have that difference in we may not be as relatable to you because we're doing something different. I'm also going to see how you can live solely off of my wage in the Czech Republic as well. So for my expenses, I try to put 10,000 crowns towards savings. Sometimes that happens, sometimes I have to tap into it because an emergency thing came up. Like last month, we had to get one of our rabbit's teeth shaved down. I was expecting a vet bill of 1,800 crowns, it's about $100. And it ended up being double that because we had to get her tooth shaved. So I had to take some money from there. And then, yeah, so just, it all depends. But for at least what I'm broadcasting for September, I'm putting the full 10K there. And that's the same for August. I plan to just full 10K, not touching it at all. If I need more money, it'll come from somewhere else. And then from there, I just have my chart here. So if you ever see me look down, I'm looking at the chart that you're seeing beside me. Then no matter what, I give 10% to donations, mainly because this helps me get more money back at the end of the year from taxes. That's my main reason as to why I do this. Another thing is it's part of my religion. But the main reason that I actually want to do this is because I get more money back at the end of the year. I use my donations, and in Canada I was paying more in taxes just so I could get a large chunk of money back in March, basically. That's when we would get our taxes back, would be in March. And so that's why I would mainly do that. So then I would get more money back later, and I used it as a savings plan, which, you know, it's not like the best idea because, well, it's not growing in any interest or anything like that. But if you don't have the money, you can't spend the money. So if you have an issue with saving and it's really hard for you, I recommend paying more in taxes so you get it back at the end of the year. And then you'll get a large lump sum, and it'll be like you were putting that same amount into your savings and not touching it. It won't grow any interest, and it won't benefit, and it might even depreciate a little bit, but at least it's something, especially for those who it's very difficult to save in the first place. And I know it really helped me here, actually. I didn't get as much back. Sorry, I have to change my sitting position. I didn't get as much back as I did from when I was doing this kind of thing in Canada out here. I got maybe back 11,000 crowns from my donations, which is quite a bit. Like, it was definitely more than the rest of my coworkers got back from the government. But I'm used to getting like 3 times that from Canada. Like, my last income tax is $2,500, and then the one before that was $4,000. Though the $4,000 when I was also full-time in school, so I was not supposed to be paying taxes at all, and I still was. So I just got all my money back, and that's why I got $4,000 back. So because I went to school, I do have a student loan, and I'm supposed to be paying 10% for every month of the amount that's left remaining. So I borrowed $15,000 for my school. My education was really like $11,000, and because I moved provinces, I kept a bit of the money to assist with living, buying a vehicle, all that kind of stuff, and like buying furniture and whatnot. And so I took some of that money from there to help with that. And right now, within the last, I think it's been 4 years now. I think, yeah, I would have just finished my 4th year. No, 5th. Sorry, I've been out of school for 5 years now. And finally gotten it down to 11K. So really I'm supposed to be paying $110 a month. I like to still pay the 1% from the original $15,000, so the $150, just to get it down faster. And so with that, I still have about 9 years left of payments if I just keep paying the $150. But my interest rate is so low that I don't see it worth it to pay it off. And that's what I was originally planning on doing this year, was I would put the full 10K instead of to savings. I would throw it onto my student loan and get rid of it. And then from then on, I can keep putting down 10K. But it's not worth it. Like, my interest rate is 3%, I think. So really, if I invest the money anywhere else, I can make more, and then that can go towards it. So I'm not putting my money in investments. It's something that my husband has been doing, and mine just being a backup savings, so emergency mainly. And we were also looking at buying a house, so we have savings for that as well. But that's what mainly my savings are for, either emergency or to go towards the house. And yeah, so basically I put 150 Canadian dollars there, which is about 3,000 crowns, which is kind of a lot of money. Like, it was a really easy payment out of my Canadian bank account. Like, to me it always felt hard, but then when I look back now, it's like, no, that was a much easier payment out of my Canadian paycheck than out of my Czech paycheck. And like, I also don't have any credit cards or anything like that. I had to get rid of my credit card because I would literally try to get the cashback dollars so much that I would rack it up, and then I'd have to take my entire paycheck and put it on my credit card to pay it off, because the whole limit was $1,000, like 1,000 Canadian dollars. So I would literally have to take like 20,000 crowns to like pay it off, and then I'd be back. Like, I was just kept digging myself into this hole, because, well, I'd use it to get cash back, and then I'd pay it off, and now I don't have extra money, so I have to use it again. And then I was just going in this really bad cycle, so I had to get rid of it. So now I don't. If I need extra money, I have to go to my husband, or I just don't get it at all. And that's what I'm really used to in Canada. I used to be on a strict budget with my money, because I literally didn't have anybody to rely on. And yeah, that's just how I did. I didn't do any shopping, nothing like that. And so this is kind of a more lenient budget now, because, well, it's kind of just free money to me, which is a really bad way to look at it, but that's how I feel like it is. It's just free money, and I feel like I'm super rich, even though I'm not. And yes, so then I also allocate 2,000 crowns each month towards the rabbits. So that's food, shavings, hay, main expenses, and maybe any treats or toys that I decide to give them, or vet. Anything like that, it comes out of the 2,000. And this tends to be the lenient thing, where typically their food, their shavings, and their hay all comes under 1,000 crowns. So really, I just have this 1,000 crown buffer each month that either I can tap into, or if it's needed, use it. And this month, I don't even think I'll use anywhere near that, just for the fact that we bought a big, huge bag of food And it costed about 1,000 crowns, and we bought that last month. So this month we don't need to buy food, so then that saves some money there. So again, if I need a buffer, it comes from the rabbits' pockets, because typically they don't need it. I spend about like $70 in total a month on them. Yes, so then the next batch is household supplies. So this, I allocate about 3,000 crowns there, and for my food, I allocate about 2,000 to 3,000 crowns. And those two are really dependent on each other and what's going on in our house. So if I'm more frugal one month, and maybe we're more frugal in general where we don't wear as much clothes or just whatever, then I don't have to tap into that money as much either. So it's also a major buffer. So I buy everything for the house. So anything that has to do with cleaning, we tend to split the food costs. So that's why it really just depends on who bought more. My money typically comes from the store Iceland. That's where I buy all the food from, because that's my thing that keeps me sane out here, is that store, because it's basically has all the British products that I'm used to. So if I want Rice Krispies, I can go there. If I want French fries, I can go there. They have like bigger packages of cheese. You can buy more things in bulk. They have Rolos. It's the store that keeps me sane. So typically I'm the one who spends all the money within that store. And that's where my food budget comes from. And then my husband's will come from other stores like Tesco, Beulah, Albert, whatever. And then also in the household supplies, that's things like toilet paper, paper towels, napkins, tissues, sponges, dish soap, laundry detergent, just anything that has to do with cleaning, anything that has to do with the rabbits cleaning. So that'll even be like apple cider vinegar sometimes, or the soap that I use to clean their cages with and their litter boxes with. So yeah, and those two are very just dependent. If we didn't wear enough clothes and I don't have to buy laundry detergent, then we don't need laundry detergent or anything like that. And also I'll use that for like body washes and shampoo and conditioner and whatnot for showers as well. It all just comes from there. And I'm the one who pays for that, while my husband does all the major bills like the rent and the latachkas and the bus pass and the car and all the gas and all that kind of stuff. He does all of that. And then basically, because I just had 1,000 crowns left over, I just called it fun money, which is what I use towards YouTube or emergencies, whatever's needed if I want to go shopping, which now just becomes a thing for YouTube. So yeah, the fun money was just this 1,000 crowns that I had left over that I didn't know what to do with. So I was just like, I'll take it, and it's the money I can do whatever I want with. And yeah, but basically my last 3 expenses are money that I can do whatever I want with, because my main expenses is the savings, the student loan, and my donations, and then 1,000 for rabbits. That's like the main, has to be there. Well, even the savings doesn't. So really, it's just the student loan, 1,000 crowns for the rabbits, and my donations. And that's the money that I deem has to be there. And even then, I'm flexible with removing out the donations, adding more to the rabbits if I were to have to do that. Like, that's what is most important, is keeping the rabbits alive and my student loan, because I don't need bad credit to return to Canada with. And it's not the best anyways. It's at like 680 something, which is good, but it's not gonna get me a house there, which is stupid. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, please subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notifications so you never miss a day that I post, which, by the way, is every Sunday. Just some random time, it'll pop up on your YouTube subscription page. So YouTube is going to recommend you a video here, and I'm going to link something that's kind of similar over here. So check it out. I hope to see you soon. Bye!